Hi, I'm Edward Barsumyan from the ANC Western Region, and today we're joined by Tony Ourdoukhanian. Tony is a member of the 14-person Progress 44 slate, which is supported by the ANC Western Region for the California Democratic Party's delegate elections. Now, Tony, thank you for joining us. I do have a couple questions because this is a very important position that you're running for. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for the delegate's seat?
Well, thank you, Eddie, for inviting me to this interview. My name is Tony Ourdoukhanian. I am a second-year student at Pasadena City College, and I major in political science. I am very involved in the community overall with public service and also in student politics, as well as grassroots advocacy. In fact, I was a former intern for the ANCA Western Region this summer, and I'm currently working on developing our youth committee. I also serve as the president for the PCC Armenian Students Association, and I'm very involved with the All ASA, which is the All Armenian Students Association, as well as the Burbank Armenian Association.
Amazing. So you're extremely involved in the community, both as an individual, but also as an Armenian-American.
Yes, exactly.
Could you tell us a little bit about why you're running as a delegate?
So I'm running as a delegate because I believe that the youth deserve a voice at the table. And for me to run as a young candidate, I feel that I can offer that voice to the decision-making process that happens at the state level of democratic politics. With that, I feel that our voice will help direct the state towards modern solutions that not only benefit adults, but also youth that are growing up to then take this nation further.
Amazing. So I do have a follow-up question, just kind of taking a step back. It's extremely important, right, that you're running for this seat. Can you please speak to the importance? Can you explain why it's so important that someone like you is running for this position? And what does this position do? What does a delegate do?
So a delegate in the California Democratic Party is able to shift the policies, vote on ballot measures, and endorse candidates at the state level of the Democratic Party. In other words, they're able to shape and influence the platform of the Democratic Party. So with that ability, I'm able to show what kinds of views my community believes in, the policies that we want implemented, and show our values that matter so much to us to then implement in the Democratic Party.
So basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are a couple ways that people can influence the policies that they support, right, that they care about. The first is obviously voting for a policymaker for that office who will represent their interests. But on the other hand, there's also on this side, people as individuals have a greater level of input when they vote for delegates who will actually present their issues as a main platform issue for the party itself.
That's 100% correct, because as someone that can get elected to that position, not only do I represent those views, but the things that I push for, such as policies, values, initiatives, projects, all those things are able to reflect the community and what we believe in to then shape the platform of where it can go next.
Amazing. So could you tell us a little bit about some of the issues, at least on the local level, that you wish to advance? Can you tell us a little bit about your platform?
Sure. So some issues that matter to me personally, especially being young, are education, environment, and gun violence. So with education, I feel that we need to try to enhance it and cater classes as well as programs that help students get towards their careers. And not only that, but try to get them more involved in politics and have them ready for the workforce. With the environment, I believe we need to invest a lot more into renewable energy as well as electric transit. And finally, for gun violence, I believe we need to start making it harder for youth to attain firearms, as well as trying to enhance more security at school sites.
So, and I want to ask this other question. You know, obviously, as Armenians, our identity is a fundamental aspect of who we are, right? Being Armenian. And to be an Armenian often means to be an advocate. So I want to ask you this really important question. Why is it so important that Armenians run for the position that you're running for? But more than that, why is it so important that Armenians vote and participate in these party elections?
So it's great that you asked that question, because there are not many Armenian Americans in public office as we speak. In fact, me running can help change that narrative, especially being young. So what I believe in order to fix this is that we need to get more Armenian Americans involved in politics. And it doesn't necessarily just mean running for public office or trying to go for the highest seat possible. It can really mean as simple as helping each other out in the community through community service, or even voting in different elections, just like this one. When you vote, you have your voice heard, and especially for us, we need our cause to be advanced. And having that advance to the democratic platform can then shift the policies and reflect our community much better.
So basically, in participating in these elections, we're assuring that our community has a seat at the table in these discussions that impact our community's voice and our future.
That is exactly correct. When we have a seat at that table, we're then able to influence the direction of the party. We're able to implement policies that matter to us, as well as the interests that can bring us allies with other communities. And not only will that help us have people stand in solidarity with us, but also work together with us. That way we can bring forth the solutions we want and actually represent the interests that matter to us.
So I want to follow up too and ask you this other question. As an Armenian American, what are some issues for our cause that you wish to advance in this important position as a delegate?
So the first main issue that I really want to focus on within the Democratic Party platform is to raise attention of the Armenian cause. By doing that, we can work to achieve goals such as sanctioning Azerbaijan for their war crimes and many of their human rights violations that they've committed in the Artsakh War in 2020, which still continue today. As we know in Artsakh right now, they are blockading the Lachin corridor, which is where they try to bring humanitarian aid and supplies to the citizens of Artsakh. By sanctioning them and working to stop them from committing acts like this, we can then bring justice for Armenians that live there and raise attention of what's going on there for other communities.
Amazing. And basically, as a delegate for this position, you have the opportunity to influence the party's platform such that it is a fundamental aspect of what it is, for example, to be a Democrat, to advocate on issues like this when a crisis arises.
That's correct. And we need to be able to hear all voices. We need to be able to hear all communities and work for them. As I've said before, and I know I'm saying it a lot, but we can't just stand with communities. We have to work with these communities. This is the way we create allies. This is the way we get progress. This is the way we move forward. This is the way that we're able to really achieve things that we want and advance what we believe in.
Thanks so much. Take care, and don't forget, Progress 44 for the 44th District.